Welcome to the Staffordshire Football Show, dedicated to covering all aspects of football in Staffordshire. From local clubs to grassroots initiatives, the show delves into all corners of the sport, providing comprehensive coverage across the county. This is your go-to source to stay connected with football in Staffordshire. Here's your host, Luke Powell.
Welcome back everyone to the Staffordshire Football Show. It's been a while, but we're delighted to be joined by two of our finest England amputee footballers in the region, both from Cannock as well. If you'd like to introduce yourselves, just tell us all about yourselves first of all.
Should I go first or should I?
I don't mind. Go on.
Hi, I'm Annabel Kiki. I'm 16 years old and I've been playing football for, nearly 10 years now. So really happy to be back from the World Cup.
Tayla Page, 25, and I've been playing amputee football for a year.
Well, we'll get to the World Cup in shortly, but let's first of all go back to the start and how you both unfortunately lost your legs. Can you open up and tell us about that, because you both got different stories, haven't you? Different backgrounds of how you got into it.
Yeah, so I have always been a very sporty person ever since I was very young. You know, I've been playing football since I was 7 years old, and you know, I just started to get a sore knee. And because of all the sport and things that I was doing, I just assumed that it was either an injury or something that, you know, would resolve on its own with rest. So I rested and it just wasn't going away. And one day I was in school and the pain was just way too much. And so I phoned my mum to take me out of school. And, you know, as mums are, she said, well, if you're coming out of school, I'm taking you to get an X-ray. We went to get an X-ray and that's when the nurse said, you know, it's not normal. We were referred to another hospital, had an MRI, and I was told I had a bone tumour, osteosarcoma, needed 1.5 years of chemotherapy. I opted for an amputation because I could have saved my leg, but I would have never run, never jumped, never skied, never played football again, and so I just knew instantly that amputation was the way to go. And that's just how I lost my leg, you know. I nearly died of sepsis in the middle of it, had 2 lung surgeries, so it was quite a journey, I must say, but I'm so happy to have found my family and playing the sport I love.
Yeah, mine's completely different. Mine just started from just having groin pain, and then it just suddenly got worse. I was told I was making it up, it was in my head, everything. Went to countless hospitals, and then I was eventually diagnosed with CRPS, which is complex regional pain syndrome, also known as the suicide disease, because it's like breaking every bone in your body all the time, because it's just agony. And then it just gradually got worse. It never affected my thigh or anything, it was the knee down. And it got to the point where like wind, bed sheets, water was hurting, agony all the time. I couldn't bend it or move it. It was black and purple, yet they still said there's nothing wrong. Amputation isn't the answer, this, that, the other. So they left me for 6 years, wouldn't do anything. So it was actually my choice to have it amputated. And then, yeah, it was the best decision I ever made, because obviously I am back doing everything and anything. Like, I would just give anything a go now, because it's just like anything is possible. So, yeah.
It's sad to hear. What was that like for you both, going through that? I imagine it wasn't the easiest of times for you and took its effects on you and probably your families as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, there wasn't another option. You know, you just know you have to get through it.
Yeah.
And I had such a great support network around me, with my brother, my 2 mums, my grandparents, my cousins, just everybody rallying around, making sure that I was okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the same. Like, obviously, I knew I wanted, like, I was suicidal, I was close to taking my own life because it was that bad, but I knew that obviously I still wanted to live, I wanted to grow old, have family, you know. So yeah, I had my mum, my dad, like everyone behind me, and, you know, they always supported my decision, and whatever I wanted, they were behind, so you just kind of have to keep going.
And to overcome that, it's incredible, isn't it? Did you think at one point, for sport, for me, that's it? Did you think you wouldn't be able to play football again?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I didn't know about any amputee football teams or anything like that, so I just assumed that would be, it for football for me.
Yeah, I was the same. I got told that I'd be able to like run and jump and everything, and I ended up getting a running blade and this, that, the other. But again, I didn't think football was an option, only on prosthetic leg, but I knew that would be really hard. So yeah, I didn't know about amputee football.
Well, how did you get into it then? How did you both get into amputee football? Did someone come to you, or did you find a way to it?
Do you want to start this one?
Yeah, sure. I was actually approached by them. They saw my social media and everything, because I'm a coach at Wolverhampton Wanderers, so I do a lot with football, because I went that route instead of the football route.
That's great.
But I still had that urge to want to play. So then they were like, do you want to come to one of our camps and just give it a go and see what you think? And with the condition I had, I was worried that by having my stump dangling, it could cause the condition to come back. So I was always a bit hesitant and wary. But it was like, if it's securing like a line or whatever, I knew that, I just got to give it a go. So yeah, I gave it a go and never looked back. It was, it's amazing. Like Annie said, it's like family, because you understand them more than anyone else.
Well, what's that been like, finding football again for you? Was it amazing for you to be able to play? How did it feel?
So good.
Yeah.
So just, it gives you that adrenaline that you can't get from anything else.
Yeah.
And because football was such a big part of my childhood, to play again, especially for my country, and go to a World Cup is just so surreal.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Did you have to learn loads of new skills? I presume you had to learn lots of things, because it's very different, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, obviously, being on crutches is one thing, but it's like if the ball hits the crutches, that's a foul, and it's like can't hit your stumps. It's just like all these different rules, and less players on the pitch, smaller goal. So it's just like learning all them. But yeah, it's just incredible to play.
A lot more aggressive amputee football, because you're essentially just running around with a pair of sticks.
Yep.
It can get quite intense.
Vicious,
vicious. Yeah.
You took some heavy hits, both of you.
I luckily haven't yet.
No, I haven't.
No.
Talk about your positions then. What sort of stuff do you bring to the table in the team? What's it like as well when you came into a team of people similar to yourselves? Was it good to find a team like that, and do you have good community spirit amongst you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, the amputee community is actually really small. You don't meet a lot of people who have similar stories, apart from in things like this and teams like this. I think that's where a lot of us met each other for the first time, when we all came together to join this team. But it's been brilliant.
Yeah, it is like we said, it's a family, because no one knows you more than they do, because although you have different stories, you all have something in common. The community is small, but it's more together than anything. It's incredible.
Now, you both play in different parts of the pitch. One up top, one in the midfield, one doing the dirty work, one scoring the goal.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, they get it to me, I just tap it in. That's all I do.
Is that your role then, is it?
Yeah, I'm good at the assisting, and she's the scorer.
I think there was one goal in the first game where it was just the perfect assist from Tayla to me. Honestly, I think that's probably one of my favourite goals.
Yeah, and that's what we've been working on, because we did like training, just two of us, outside of like camps, and her brother and her friend were like coaching us. So it was really helpful, and like that was one thing we'd been working on. So it was really cool to show that at like a World Cup. So
to both be from Staffordshire as well, it's quite incredible, isn't it? Have you struck up a great partnership and friendship off the pitch as well?
Yeah,
definitely. Especially us meeting up outside of the actual trainings, it's made us a lot stronger on the pitch.
Yeah,
and I think we showed that, didn't we?
Yeah.
You talk about training. How much are you training? What sort of stuff do you have to do? Do you have to do upper body strength because you're using crutches, stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely very hardcore on the arms.
Yeah,
I've got a few blisters actually on my hands from where like the handles rub on your palms. It's not great.
I've definitely got broader since like being on crutches, because it's a lot of effort on them. So it's more upper body than lower body.
How often are you training then together and meeting as a team?
well, before Colombia, we tried to train every week, maybe twice a week,
Yeah,
some
twice a
week.
week, yeah.
But as a whole, for the whole team, we tend to come together at least once a month,
Yeah.
hopefully. And I think our next training session should be after New Year's, just so we can
Yeah.
relax a bit
Get a
and
little
calm
break.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, that comes after the World Cup. Let's go right to the start. What was it like when you were like, I'm going to be representing my country at a World Cup? How did that feel?
Surreal. It's kind of a thing that you can't put into words because, like I say, I didn't think I'd ever play football again, let alone play for your country and go to a World Cup in a country like 14 hours away. So it's a bit like, wow.
Yeah, okay. I just still can't believe it, to be honest. I'm
Yeah.
still kind of letting it sink in, I think.
So how was your experiences out there? We just spoke off camera for a couple of minutes about going out there. Let's go back to the start of when you were going out, the flight's over. What was the accommodation like?
I think to be in Colombia, we were just so grateful. We never actually thought we would go, especially because we've been raising the money for so long.
Yeah.
And so with all the support, we're just immensely thankful to everybody. So just to be there for one was brilliant. The accommodation was nice actually.
Yeah, it was.
A couple of us shared rooms. I shared one with my mum, so it was really nice.
And did you learn a lot about Colombia as well when you were out there? Was it nice to be out in South America?
Yeah, it was. It was nice. Like, it's nice to see different perspective of like different cultures and everything, and then like trying different food and like so it was really cool to be out there. And obviously it was hot, which isn't the best thing to play when you're playing football, but it's
37 degrees one of the
yeah.
matches.
Yeah,
It's
tough, isn't it?
at least we know that we can play in the heat now and the rain because living in the UK.
It's snowing right now outside.
Yeah.
So
When it rained over there, we were like, yes, this is
Yeah.
our advantage.
Yeah.
playing into your hands.
Yeah.
You said you had to fundraise to go out there. What sort of stuff were you having to do then, and how much did you have to raise to get out there?
We needed £50,000 to go,
Yeah.
and we had so many amazing people along the journey that, for one, Ed and the people at Kitchen Soho helped us make billboards, a campaign video, which were all brilliant, which helped us get some money. We also had John Watson from the BBC, who was just brilliant from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I think he saw it and completely fell in love with it, and it was his BBC piece that pushed us over the edge. And then obviously we've got John Terry, who was just no words, honestly, so grateful.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we needed to raise 50,000 to get out there, and with the help of obviously being on the BBC and with John Terry and Ed, we surpassed that. So yeah, we're just incredibly thankful for everyone, and we just want to keep going.
Yeah, we'll get to that sooner. But you talk about the people that you've had help from along the way. What is it like getting recognition from these superstars and people that you maybe once idolised?
Crazy, I'll tell you that. Because amputee football in general is such a new sport, especially women's amputee football. And so to get that recognition, it's unreal, and we're forever grateful, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's one of those things that it's still upcoming. Obviously, we're lower than like women's sports, so it's just still rising, and we just want to keep putting it out there, keep getting others involved, and so having people support us obviously helps it get out there more.
Are you looking forward to the future, and hopefully that it could become funded one day, and that you could be working closer with the FA and the likes of other governing bodies to grow the sport and awareness of it?
Definitely, that's all we want. We just want to make it bigger and better, and just keep pushing and keep going to different cups and countries and just travelling.
Yeah, especially for the juniors. I help coach them, and we don't want football to ever be a question for them. We want them to know that football is always going to be there, and it's always going to be that safe space for them to express themselves and just feel at home. And we need more funding for that to be able to happen. And we don't want to always be asking the public for money. We want it to be just something that is set in stone, that it will always be there for them.
Do you think that's the great thing about the sport, really, how inclusive it is and how inclusive it has become, that anyone can really take part? Is that the message that you would give to maybe aspiring amputee footballers, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it? That anything is possible, and just give it a go and see what you think. And yeah, we just want to, we want to think about what we're doing right now, but we also want to think about the next generation and and how we can help them and support them, and and see where they can go.
I mean, a lot of the girls on the team actually, a year ago, they'd never played football. I know there's a woman on the team called Rebecca who I met at Eurovision, and she literally had never watched a football game, never played football, and we were just looking for as many one-legged women as possible just to get the team together.
Yeah.
And I said to her, why don't you come down, give it a go? And she was like, oh, fine, I'll give it a go. And she actually fell in love with it, and she's actually really good now.
Yeah. That's brilliant. And you're all pretty good as a team. You won your opening game 6-0, right, against Peru?
Yes.
And that was thanks to 4 goals from yourself. What was it like getting the hat-trick? Did you get to take the ball home?
I didn't, no. I asked about that, and I was hoping, but unfortunately not. Maybe I'll have to get another one soon so I can get one. But it was just one after the other. I wasn't keeping up myself, honestly, but it was such a great experience just to be out there with my team.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing as well loads of people from other countries, of course, like yourselves, not just obviously England, but seeing people from around the world? Like, was there lots of people taking part as well, lots of different countries?
Yeah, there was 12 teams that all together. So yeah, all different from all parts of the world. It was really cool seeing that, and like surreal in that sense, because obviously you're there representing England, so it's like, wow.
I think when we got there, we realised that actually it's much bigger than we thought it was, and actually it's grown a lot since the beginning.
And to have your family out there as well, that must have been very special for you and meant a lot to obviously be playing in front of them and representing your country.
Yeah, definitely. My mum, she's the proudest mum ever. Wherever we go, she'll be telling someone about me going to the World Cup, or me scoring 4 goals, or me getting the golden boot. That's a crazy thing to say, but she just loved every second, and I was so happy to have her there.
Yeah. And my dad was there, so yeah, he was crying his eyes out. Bless him.
I remember this.
Again, he's like the proudest dad, and I've always been involved in sport, and like he loves football, so it's just like surreal seeing his daughter represent England. So yeah, it was really good.
He must have not been able to see much of the game if you had all those teams.
Yeah, I don't think he did. And he'd lost his voice as well by the end of it.
Lots of shouting, I'm sure. And to win the golden boot, how amazing was that? Did they give you a lovely trophy as well to bring home?
They did. I was on my kitchen table at the moment, and I wake up in the morning and I completely forget, and then I go downstairs and I see it and I get so excited again, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But I've said it in a few interviews, I just want to use it to inspire other people and other women, other juniors, that anything is possible, and no matter what you've been through, you can achieve anything, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, after what you've both been through, how proud are you really to have been to a World Cup, and now all the attention that you're getting as well? It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, very proud. Like,
so good.
It is hard to put in words, because obviously, yeah, we've been on a crazy journey so far, and it's crazy where we are, like where it is now. So it's just like, it's not ended, we carry on, but yeah, it's a bit surreal.
We're still coming down from it all.
Yeah, we are.
What's next then, do you think, for England Amputee football, and in particular your team? Are you looking to grow, expand? What are you hoping's next and around the corner for you?
Well, we're always looking for new recruits, honestly. We need as many people as possible, because we're still quite a small team.
Yeah.
We need a few more to get involved with that. And then you know more about this than me, don't you?
Yeah, we're hoping that we've got a Nations League next year, then the Euros the following year, then Nations League, and then the World Cup. Hopefully, like following along with like the men. I don't know how set in stone that is, but that's what I was told by the coach. So
me and Tayla were saying earlier, we really miss football. It's only been a week, and we're just like we want to go again, you know.
that was the first World Cup, wasn't it? And you came fifth, is that right?
Yes.
So you're having those dreams now of going on and winning it one day, hopefully?
100%. We've got to do it. We know we can.
Yeah.
And what was it like being at the first one as well? That's history as well for yourselves, isn't it?
Yeah. No words.
No, literally.
That's
probably the most common answer we get. No words, because it's just something we never ever thought would ever happen, ever. We didn't think we'd play football again, so to play for our country and go to a World Cup and to make history is just, it's unreal.
It's crazy, and to know that we're going to make a difference to others is just incredible.
Yeah, hats off to you both for that. Now,
Thank you.
Working with the likes of the FA in the future, do you hope that that'll only lead to better things maybe, and that there might be even more opportunities around the country? I don't know how far the people have to travel to train, but do you hope that it might be more accessible for others to get involved?
Yeah, I mean, we're all spread out everywhere, so it's hard to get to where we are, and it's costly. So yeah, I mean, support anything will help, and that's why the charity's really good at what they do, and that's why we just want to keep going and keep pushing, and it's getting better every time, like every tournament that everyone's learning, and we just got to keep going.
It's like all the staff are volunteers, so they come of their own accord because they love the sport and they love seeing people like me and the juniors and the men just achieve their dreams no matter what. And I think that's very beautiful.
Yeah, it's absolutely superb. And I'm sure you've got some great memories as well from the World Cup that maybe haven't been shared before. Have you got any in particular that come to mind?
Well, there was a lot of Uno going on, and that we had this thing. So our coach brought a medal to the airport, and in the airport he said, right, for this whole trip, this medal is going to be called the Challenge Medal.
Yeah.
And so whoever has the medal, anyone else can challenge that person to anything that they want. If they win, then you give the medal to that person, but if the person with the medal wins, they keep it. And it was just trying to see who can have the medal the most times.
Yeah.
Tayla finished with the medal.
I did. Uno champion.
That's the most important thing that came from the trip, really, wasn't it?
Definitely.
But yeah, my favourite memory would probably be the first game, because it's like surreal to be walking out for your country, singing the national anthem, and then playing the game and like winning and scoring all those goals. Obviously not me, Annie, but like assisting and everything. It was really good.
You were still setting them up there, Tayla. It's okay.
I know.
That's one of the most important parts.
I wouldn't have got that many in without you.
Yeah, there you go.
What were the celebrations like when you scored as well?
Oh, they
all
were
piling
good.
on top of each other.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of times where we fell over and we were in a bit of a kind of ball together.
Yeah.
My celebration is, I call it the cross, and I just lift my crutches out and put them to the side.
Yeah, there's a great picture of both of us doing it.
Yeah, hers is a Superman. We didn't get to see it, but hopefully
Next time.
I
got closer every game. But it will come. I know it will.
And the thing that strikes me about the game is obviously how different it is. You play on smaller pitches, smaller goals. You obviously grew up learning football as it was. Did you have to adapt? Is it about, what is it like playing in such a smaller space?
I think it's just about upper body strength, to be honest, because in upper body football you don't really use your arms at all. So in amputee football it's just about being able to maintain arm strength and what's it called? Like, oh my gosh, I'm lost for words.
Core?
You're like, never mind. It's like your fitness. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's probably the hardest bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's easier in the sense that it's a smaller pitch, but being on crutches, that still is a lot of work, because it's a lot of, well, especially in my position, it's just up, down, so it's just like a lot of fitness, and yeah, it's all the upper body strength and being able to cope with being on the crutches. And I mean, we all wear gloves because obviously it's too painful on the hands. So
They still don't really help though.
You said you're both looking forward to getting on the pitch whenever you can and missing it already.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got planned? Have you got training coming up? Are you playing together maybe because you're both from Cannock?
I mean, we haven't at the moment, but I'm sure we can.
Yeah, we'll probably set some stuff up, and then our next camp is after New Year. just to give us a break in terms of like everyone, but being close, we'll probably...
A break from everyone else.
Yeah.
We've seen too much of each other.
Yeah, we have.
And for obviously everyone who's listening along or watching, how can they follow your progress and get involved really and support you guys in any way that they can?
Well, I mean, probably my Instagram is Annabel Kiki. Tayla's yours.
Just Tayla Page, yeah.
Just following us on Instagram, just following our journey. Following the EAFA as well, so they do quite a few nice, cool reels.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keeping
up to date
with us, seeing if we hopefully go Nations League next year.
Yeah.
We'll get the Superman out, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and you score more goals, I'll get more assists.
Fingers crossed, and hopefully a trophy as well. You talk about the journey, I mean, how exciting is it to be a part of that? Of course, you're like the pioneers really, aren't you, at the start of this thing, and do you hope one day you can look back and go, we started that, and see it become something great?
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like...
inspire others.
Yeah, and just... know that anything is possible, keep going, and just know that you will be in a better place however you're feeling, and we just want to help others, don't we?
Just don't let your amputation limit you in any way, because no matter what, there will always be a way around things. Like since I've had my amputation, I have skied, I've surfed, I've ran, and I've done them, but I've just done them in a different way than I usually would. And I think that there's a way to do everything, no matter what the issue or the obstacle is.
Fantastic, you've not let it hold you back, but football's still the number one, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Always.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I think it's been a good chat. Don't want to take any more of your time, but yeah, it's a perfect place to end.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dedicated to covering all aspects of football in Staffordshire. From local clubs to grassroots initiatives, the show delves into all corners of the sport, providing comprehensive coverage across the county. This is your go-to source to stay connected with football in Staffordshire.